How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I have for you all the 99 overall Signature Series Andre Dawson debut. I picked this card up off of the market because I went ahead and selected him for the program. I sold him for about 220K stubs after the taxes and everything, and then I was able to buy him back for about 140. I also picked up Tom Seaver, but unfortunately he will not be on the mound in this one. But we have Andre Dawson in the leadoff spot. And I wanted to be very careful on how to have a good at-bat in this very first at-bat. I told myself, don't swing at the first pitch, and it was right over the middle of the plate on the outside half. I swung at it, popped it up to the catcher, followed up by another pop-up from Griffey to the catcher, and Willie Mays is going to connect with that curveball, 2-0 count, early good swing, and that's going to be sent out for a solo shot. So starting the game off a little bit rusty, swinging the bats, and then hit a solo homer, so that's nice to go up 1-0. But the very first at-bat for the opponent, he's sending one into the gap. That's going to be extra bases for Tony Gwynn. Easily a triple after Willie Mays runs into center field wall out there, or right center field wall. But that's going to be a guy on third base, good speed with Ricky Henderson up. That's almost guaranteed a run, but he taps one to the catcher. I tried to tag the runner out with Piazza. He dives right through him, and he is safe at the plate. So it's a tie game, 1-1. Kind of an interesting play, something I haven't really seen. I thought for sure I had the right angle on that dive play, and I tagged him out, but it is what it is, out of my control, so I'm trying to get that run back. So far, I only have that one hit anyway, and that's a solo shot, so could very easily be a 0-0 game. Wasn't even that great of a swing. Anyway, grounded out there with George Brett. He's definitely been one of my best hitters, if not the best hitter for me in the middle of my lineup. So I'm definitely curious to see how, if I'm able to get Chipper Jones, to see where I'll play some of those guys at, because that George Brett card is absolutely amazing for me. But I got something going with Mike Piazza, a little seeing eye single up the middle, and then Roberto Alomar with the power swing, getting that ball through the left side there. I don't really know how his pitch feedback was, but I was trying to get something going because I know I had the pitcher spot up next. And Zach Greinke is actually going to send one up the middle, but I get thrown out at the plate by Ken Griffey Jr. I probably should have just left him at third base in 45 speed with Mike Piazza. I had Andre Dawson coming up in his debut with the bases loaded up next, but he'll be leading off this next inning after he makes that nice play in right field. He has some pretty good range out there. He didn't really get too many balls out there so far, but that one was probably going to be in the gap for most people. I have no idea how this opponent fouled off that pitch up at Omar Vizquel's head. If I swung at that one, I definitely would have gotten a check swing or something where he goes around, and I would have missed it completely. Something that I noticed anyway, but I threw a slider on the outside corner. Felt like I had pretty decent feedback on it. Good, just barely missing the hoop, and that was over the middle of the plate, sent into the gap for a double. So I'm looking to not give up that run, as that would be the go-ahead run. Got the strikeout facing Mad Bum. So now we have Andre Dawson, his second at-bat, and that would have been a great pitch to hit if there were guys on base. Unfortunately, it's a line out right to center field. I squared it up well. It was a fastball over the middle of the plate. It was something I was looking for. I also swung early in the count once again, but at this point in the game, I'm definitely squaring up the ball a little bit better. I did have some bad swings up until this point, of course, and I had some outs where I kind of jammed myself or just popped up to the outfielders, but starting to see the ball a little bit better facing this Madison Bumgarner. I think that he's a really good pitcher. I use him in my rotation as well. At times I've struggled against him. Just the pitch repertoire that he has, the amount of control that he has, he's able to dot up just about every pitch. We do have an opportunity here with Lou Gehrig up at the plate. I missed the pitch over the middle, and that's unfortunate. That's something that I cannot do. You can't afford to miss pitches that are right there, especially with guys on base, especially in a tie game early on in the game, because just like that, the opponent can smack one out. Changes the dynamic of the ball game. He goes up one run there with a solo shot from Tony Gwynn. So the one card I took out of the lineup for Andre Dawson to make his debut in right field, Tony Gwynn is now on the bench, and he has pretty much done the most damage against me in this game. A triple to start the game off that scored, and then a home run to take the lead. So pretty much losing to Tony Gwynn right here, and that's a card that I really enjoy using as well. I have him on the bench, but I don't necessarily know if I'm going to continue to use Dawson as a starter. I think that he's definitely really good, but Tony Gwynn just might be a little bit better for the meta of this game. But anyway, George Brett smacking a single up the middle there. I was waiting for a pitch on the outer half. Mike Piazza is going to ground into a double play, but Edgar Martinez throws it into right field. So I got pretty lucky right there, tied the game up. and at least have a chance to go ahead by 1 run. We have Roberto Alomar up at the plate, nobody out, and I went ahead and went with a contact swing. It's probably a good thing because that would have most likely been a line out to Ricky Henderson in left field with a regular X swing. I figured that was a perfect opportunity to try and contact swing. We have Andre Dawson up once again, an opportunity to score some more runs, and he lines out to shortstop. I was very aggressive with him so far. Definitely hit the ball well with him, except for that pop-up to the catcher in the first inning. Hitting the ball well in general for the most part. When I was squaring it up, I was lining out quite a bit. I wasn't really getting rewarded all that much. I did have a couple nice base hits, was able to spark a rally in that last inning, but nonetheless not able to get the big hit and break the game open with runners in scoring position. I felt like this opponent was waiting for the fastball. I mean, earlier in the game he hit the triple on a fastball, hit the home run on a fastball, and was pulling the ball pretty effectively. But Willie Mays has definitely been the player of the game for me so far. Has knocked in a couple base hits, a home run. I was able to steal second and third with him. So getting him into scoring position is big. I went with another contact swing with Lou Gehrig. I was definitely underneath that one. Popped it right up to the shortstop, and that's not something that I'm looking to do. I mean, I need this run. It's an extra insurance run. The way that this opponent is hitting, he can score a run at any time, and luckily George Brett on a 3-0 count is coming up clutch from me. A slider on the inside half. I sat on it, pulled it for a no-doubter, or not really no-doubter animation, but not able to rob that one with the tall wall out there in right field. But anyway, I knocked in another base hit with Mike Piazza. Would have cashed in the run, but just not able to get anything going really with guys in scoring position, less than 2 outs so far in this game. I've had a couple 2-out rallies like I was saying earlier, but George Brett really clutched up in that last inning because Ken Griffey Jr. is smacking a two-out home run himself. So that's going to cut the deficit down to 1. Just when I got a couple runs and hit a 2-run homer, he responds with a 2-run homer as well. So this game is kind of back and forth so far up until this point. We both went to our bullpen and have our relievers in at this point. He has Raleigh fingers. Felt like I got that one with Tony Gwynn off the bench, but lined out to center field. We are playing at course, so the ball does carry a little bit more here. But nonetheless, I still quite a bit of lineouts from both sides. Hard hit balls to the infielders. Right there, I just missed that one with Dawson once again. Unfortunate, I have not been able to get anything going with him in this game. However, I've hit the ball all right, hit the ball pretty hard with him. I like his swing. I like the way he's making contact, other than that pop-up in the first inning, of course. I wish I had that swing back. But anyway, for the rest of the game, as far as it goes, I think this was a pretty good one. I mean, we both have a decent amount of hits. We easily could have had a few more base hits. But at this point in the game, the opponent probably has the advantage. Even though I'm up in the game by 1 run, my bullpen is pretty tired. So I've been using a lot of these guys early on in the game. I've been struggling with my starting pitcher in the last few games of ranked seasons that I've played. Had to go to the bullpen early, therefore making some of these relievers a little bit more tired than others. In general, my right-handed relievers were pretty tired in this one. He went with Jose Bautista to face Andrew Miller. I had to go with Goose. I hung the slurve a little bit, and he smacked it out for a home run, an early good homer. And that's going to tie the game up with Jose Bautista. But he had another opportunity to take the lead in that inning, and Ken Griffey Jr. pops up to right field. So it definitely could have been rewarded with a solid hit right there. I got a little bit lucky on that splitter with Bruce Sutter, but I had to go to a different guy out of the bullpen. After giving up the game-tying home run with Goose, his confidence dropped significantly. He didn't want to give up any more runs with them. But we are facing Blake Trinan right here after a double from Mike Piazza. He went with another guy from the bullpen. I had to go with Frank Thomas as my pinch hitter for my pitcher. Send one up the middle, so we take the lead right back. It's 6-5 game, and we have Dawson up once again. So his probably last at bat right here. He's going to send one up the middle. I was hoping for at least a single, and he does not get rewarded. Solid hit up the middle, but it doesn't result in a base knock, maybe because Tulo is playing shortstop, definitely has a lot of range over there. He made a couple great plays at shortstop against Dawson in this game, and then, of course, the line out to center field. But Tulo starts this next inning up with a line drive up the middle, and I knew as soon as I threw that cutter with good feedback and it was right over the middle of the plate instead of inside like I wanted it, that the opponent was going to send out a 2-run shot. He ties the game up and takes the lead all in one swing, and we end up losing this game. I definitely had plenty of opportunities to win, Dawson right there, if he was able to come up clutch earlier in the game a couple times, score some more runs, and we do get that win. But nonetheless, we take the L in this one. It is what it is. I had more hits than the opponent, but the opponent had some big hits with some big-time situations. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I had a great time playing this game. A little bit frustrating here and there, but nonetheless, pretty good overall game. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great day. Peace out.